Have you ever wondered why Kill Bill's costumes feel so iconic and memorable? It's not just about the yellow tracksuit. Every costume in this movie tells a story. Kill Bill Volume 1 is my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie, and it's arguably the best. This movie is iconic and loved for many reasons, the storyline and characters being a couple of them. Today, I'd like to draw your attention to the impeccable costume design in this film. We can accredit this to the work of two costume designers, Catherine Marie Thomas and Kamiko Ogawa. Their work was impeccable in this movie. With such a strong storyline and characters, the costume design had to match. As a child, I found this film terrifying, but as I grew older, I learned to appreciate the depth and complexity of each character and how their costumes reflect their journeys. Let's deep dive into the most unforgettable costumes in this cult classic. Let's begin with Gogo Yubari. Gogo Yubari is a teen assassin who sports a typical Japanese high school uniform, consisting of a jacket, white shirt, a red bow on the collar, a plaid skirt, and a pair of suede night blazers low. Gogo's style stems from the 1960s subculture of sekubans. These were Japanese girls who formed criminal baby gangs and modified their school uniforms. The sekuban fashion is a style that was born on the street, which mixes uniforms and punk accessories. Gogo's school uniform signifies her youth, and throughout the film, we see her try to play into an innocent childlike character in order to lure her victims. She uses her uniform to weaponize innocence and mask her deadly skills. She may look like a child, but she sure as hell doesn't fight like one. Oren Ishii, played by Lucy Liu, is a former assassin who becomes a Yakuza boss. In a role more typically dominated by men, she has a strong, powerful, and alluring demeanor, which can be used as a great weapon when it comes to battle. The most iconic costume Oren sports is an all-white kimono worn during her fight scene with the bride. In Japanese culture, white can represent death and mourning, especially in funeral attire. Not only is her white kimono traditional and clean, but it foreshadows bloodshed. Visually, it's a stark contrast to the bride's yellow jumpsuit. Symbolically, it echoes a moment from the bride's past, her white wedding dress, worn on the day that Oren and the Deadly Vipers tried to kill her. Now Oren is fighting the bride wearing white clothing, only this time it's Oren's time for bloodshed and the bride's time for victory. Finally, we have the bride, played by Uma Thurman. Her yellow and black jumpsuit is one of the most recognizable costumes in film history. This yellow and black jumpsuit was inspired by and references the outfit worn by Bruce Lee in his final film, Game of Death, 1978, a tribute to martial arts cinema. She wears it during the iconic fight against Gogo, the Crazy Eight, and Oren. The color stands out from the sea of dark colors worn by her enemies. It's widely believed that the color yellow in film can be interpreted as many things, including madness, happiness, naivety, sickness, and more. Choosing yellow to wear in an iconic fight is a deliberate choice to differentiate the character of the bride from her opponents. The bride is the one we're meant to root for. She is the good character that we want to see win, so she must stand out. Also, the color red shows up really, really well on yellow. This style choice makes perfect sense for the fight scene. To conclude, Kill Bill is a story about betrayal, revenge, and redemption. The costumes reflect that perfectly, and each character wears a costume that has history, a story, and symbolism. From schoolgirl uniforms to funeral kimonos to tracksuits inspired by martial arts legends, the costume design in Kill Bill is what happens when fashion meets narrative. Because in great cinema, costumes don't just dress the characters, they reveal them. Tarantino's Kill Bill is what you get when costume design is done right.